Welcome to today's story, Islands of Secrets. This is an adventure set in the Greek islands, where calm seas and white villages hide dangerous secrets. Follow Liz, a young archaeologist who comes looking for rest but discovers mystery, betrayal, and courage in unexpected places. Now, let's begin our journey into Islands of Secrets. Chapter 1. Time for Rest. It all started with a visit to the doctor. "You need a holiday," the doctor told me. "You need to rest." "I can't take a holiday," I said. "I am too busy." "No, Liz," he replied. "You don't understand. If you don't stop, you will become very ill." "I'm only tired," I answered. "I just feel tired." "It's more than that," he said. "Are you working too hard? You teach, don't you?" "Yes," I said. "I teach and also study archaeology at the university." "What else do you do?" he asked. "I'm learning Greek," I replied. "And I'm writing a book." "I see," he said. "You teach, study, write a book, and learn a new language. Don't you think that is too much? How many hours do you sleep each night?" 4 or 5 hours, I told him. "That isn't enough," he said. "You must slow down. Is your husband here in Greece with you?" "No," I said. "I was married, but last year my husband left me." "I understand," said the doctor. But I thought, no, you don't understand. You don't know that my husband went away with one of his students. You don't know how angry and sad I still feel. You don't know that I left London because I could not stay near him. Just a year ago, life seemed perfect. I had a good job and a husband I loved. I thought he loved me too. Then I found out he loved someone else. My happy world was not real. Now I lived in Greece with a job I enjoyed and a kind boss, Stavros. He was a large man with a black beard. He was an excellent archaeologist. Sometimes it seemed like he could feel what was hidden in the ground before he dug it up. He was also very kind. I liked working with him. After leaving the doctor, I went to see Stavros at the university. His office was always a mess, full of pots and broken pieces. When I walked in, he was using a magnifying glass. "Oh," I said, "you have that pot again. That's wonderful." "Yes," he said. "The police brought it this morning. 2 men tried to take it out of the country. They caught them at the airport." "That's good," I said. "It's a beautiful pot. It should stay here in Greece, in a museum. One of the biggest problems for archaeologists is stealing. We want to find things so we can learn about them. Pots can tell us how people lived, cooked, and worked, but thieves only want money, so they take things away, usually out of Greece. In Greece, the sea makes the problem worse. Many treasures lie under the water. Rich people with yachts can dive and take them without anyone knowing. The police and archaeologists try to stop them, but the sea is too big." I looked at the pot on the desk. It was 2,000 years old. Stavros watched me. "How are you, Liz? You don't look well." "The doctor says I need a holiday," I told him. "But what about my students and my book? I can't just leave." "Yes, you can," said Stavros. "If the doctor says you need a holiday, you must take one. You are ill. Everyone can see it. You look awful." "Thank you," I said. Stavros laughed. "You know what I mean. You are always beautiful, but now you look sick. I don't think I am beautiful, but sometimes I look nice. I am tall with long brown hair, which turns blonde in the sun. People say I look a little like the actress Julia Roberts, but only on a good day. When I am tired, I just look ill." "Do you want to go back to London?" asked Stavros. He knew about my husband, but never spoke about it. I often spent weekends with him and his family. "No," I said. "I'll just stay home for a few days and write." "No," said Stavros. "The doctor is right. You must go away. Go to an island. In April, the islands are beautiful, full of flowers and no tourists. You can stay in my house on Sifnos." But I couldn't. I began. "Of course you can," said Stavros. "My family and I go there every summer, but now it is empty. It's small but clean, with a kitchen and bathroom." "Are you sure?" I asked. "Yes," he said, "and you will love Sifnos. The house is in Pulati, a small fishing village. It's very beautiful." "Really sure?" I asked again. "Yes," he said, "of course. Then I'll go." I agreed. "Thank you, Stavros." "Good," he said. "My friends Eleni and Giannis live there. They are kind people. I'll call Eleni now. She has the key and lives next door. She also owns the village taverna. Her brother Giannis is a fisherman. I'll tell them you are coming. Pulati is very quiet, a special place. There is nothing to do but rest and get well." Chapter 2. Gold in the Past. The boat to Sifnos left very early in the morning. Because it was April, there were not many passengers. The deck was quiet. I sat on one chair and put my feet on another. The sea was deep blue, the sun was warm, and I fell asleep. When I woke up, the boat was passing Serifos, the island before Sifnos. Serifos looked similar, with small white square houses like sugar cubes. The island looked very pretty. As the boat moved nearer, I could smell the plants and see purple hills in the distance. I felt happy. I loved the Greek islands, but I had never been to Sifnos. There are so many islands in Greece that you cannot know them all. I took a guidebook from my bag and began to read. Sifnos was once rich because of gold and mines. I knew this already, because I had seen the Sifnos treasury in Delphi. Long ago, the Greeks believed Delphi was the center of the world. Like Stavros often said, Greece was the center of everything. Many years ago, the Greeks built a great temple for Apollo, the god of the sun, in Delphi. Every year, all Greeks had to give gifts to Apollo's temple fruit, gold, and other treasures. The people of Sifnos always gave their best. They even built a treasury in Delphi to keep their gold. It was built 2,500 years ago. But then I read a story I had never heard before. One year, the people of Sifnos decided to keep some of the gold for themselves. They made a large egg and covered it only with gold on the outside. "Apollo will never know," they said. But Apollo did know. He was very angry. He made the gold mines of Sifnos fall into the sea. From then on, there was no more gold on the island. I liked this story. I wondered if it was still possible to see the old mines. I will ask Eleni, I thought. Soon the boat reached Sifnos. In front of the cars was a line of old women, all dressed in black and carrying big bags. They looked like runners at the start of a race. When the boat stopped, they rushed forward quickly. I laughed. On Greek boats, the grandmothers are always the first to leave. I did not hurry. The boat arrived at the small harbor of Kamares. I could see tavernas and cafes. It was lunchtime, and I felt hungry. I'll eat here before going to Pulati, I thought. I walked along the harbor. There were many fishing boats, but also one very large motor yacht. 3 men sat on it. "Hello, beautiful!" one of them shouted. I hated when men called at me like that. I looked at him. He was dark, with a black mustache. Next to him sat another man reading a newspaper who did not look at me. "Hi!" the first man called again. "Come and eat with us." There was a third man. He looked younger, about my age 27. The other 2 looked 10 years older. The younger man was tall, slim, and handsome, but he did not smile. "Go away," he said. "We are busy." "Don't listen to Tarkus," the first man said. Come any time. We like pretty girls." "Shut up, Mike," said the younger man, Tarkus. Then he turned and went below deck. I walked away. I did not like them. But Tarkus made me angry too. Why tell me to go away? I had done nothing to him. Soon I forgot about them because I liked Kamares. The road by the harbour had many small tavernas by the sea. I sat down and ordered a Greek salad and some fish. Near the taverna was a shop selling gold jewellery. More gold, I thought. Why do people always want it? Why is gold more special than silver? I ate my lunch and watched the sea. I thought about gold. Who were the first people to use it? I could not remember. A writer once said that people prefer gold to life. Of course, that is not true. Life is always more important. But I understood what he meant. People will do anything for gold. Many have died for it. Gold is dangerous. Chapter 3. The White Village. I took a taxi to Pulati and met Eleni and her brother Giannis. They were very kind. Eleni showed me Stavros's house. I loved it at once. It was just above the beach with a small garden. The place was peaceful. I sat in the garden and looked at the sea. I will get better here quickly, I thought. Stavros was right. This was a special place. What can I say about Pulati? It has a beach, a small harbour with some fishing boats, Eleni's taverna, and one shop that was also the cafe and bar. But that does not tell you very much. You can say the same about many Greek villages. Pulati felt different. Maybe it was because everything was white. The houses were white. The church was white. Even the paths between houses were white. Or maybe it was the feeling that nothing had changed for hundreds of years. Of course, that was not true. Some houses and chairs were new, but the village felt old as the mountain behind it and the rocks under the sea. Or perhaps it was the sea. Its colors were always changing blue like the winter sky, green over the flat rocks near the harbor, and deep blue further out where it touched the sky. Yes, it was the sea that made Pulati special. That first afternoon, I sat in the garden and watched the water. Nothing seemed to move, but slowly the colors changed. The old men in the cafe also sat for hours watching the sea. Long ago, those old men were fishermen. Now they only watched the younger men sail out and return with fresh fish. Enough for Pulati and also for the main town, Apollonia, on the other side of the mountain. There was only one road from Pulati to Apollonia. On the whole island there were just a few roads and very few cars. A few buses and taxis moved between the towns. But there were many paths. Some were very old, made of stone. As an archaeologist, I found them exciting. I wanted to walk all over the island, but at first I was too tired. So I sat in the cafe or in the garden, just like the old men, and watched the sea. I had brought many books with me, thinking I would do some work, but I did not open them. Slowly I began to feel stronger. I went for short walks and even started swimming. In the evenings, I ate at Eleni's taverna. Sometimes I ate alone, sometimes with Giannis. He was a fisherman, maybe 50 years old, though the sun, wind, and sea made him look older. Giannis often talked with me after dinner. He was very interested in archaeology. One evening he showed me a small pottery cup. "I found this in my garden," Giannis said. "How old is it, Professor?" He always called me Professor as a joke. "I don't know," I replied. "It could be 50 years old or 2000. The style hasn't changed much. If you want the date, I would need to take it to Athens." "That isn't important," Giannis said. "What matters is that it is beautiful." I smiled. "That's true. Giannis told me that when he was a boy there were 500 potters in Sifnos. Now there were only 11. Yet pots from Sifnos were still found across Europe, and many potters near Athens were from Sifnos too. But I cared more about the very old pots. I preferred the past to the present. In the past there was time to study and understand. Where are the old potteries on Sifnos? I asked. I'll show you, Giannis said. On the tablecloth was a map of the island. He took a pen and marked several places. What about that spot? I asked, pointing. That is Archaeologist, Giannis said. Was there a pottery there? I asked. No, he said. That's where the gold mines are. Gold? I thought there was no gold left on Sifnos. I said. You can still find a little. Giannis smiled. Not much, just a few pieces. Not many people know the place, but I do. I will take you one day. I often fish near Archaeologist. The fish like the caves under the water, and sometimes you can see bits of gold. Really, you must be careful, I told him, laughing. Giannis laughed too. The professor thinks someone will steal my gold, he said to Eleni. We all laughed. Later I went home and fell asleep. I woke up to a loud noise, then another. I ran outside. Eleni was already on the beach. One of the fishing boats was on fire. Giannis! Eleni cried. Giannis! Chapter 4. Flames on the Sea. I quickly put on jeans and a pullover, then ran down to the beach. Many other people were already running there. Everyone was shouting. It was Giannis's boat that was burning. I knew the boat well. It was painted white outside and green inside. It was small but beautiful, and Giannis loved it. But where was Giannis? I ran along the beach, calling his name. Giannis! Giannis! But there was no answer. The smoke was thick. Suddenly there was another loud noise, and then silence. Only the sound of the sea remained. The boat was gone, broken into small pieces of wood floating on the water. The fire and smoke had disappeared. Eleni fell onto the sand, crying. The women of the village came to help her. I didn't know what to do. I saw Nikos, the policeman from Apollonia, talking with some fishermen, so I went over. What happened? Nikos asked a fisherman. I don't know, the man said. I woke when I saw the fire. Giannis was still inside. I think he was asleep. The fire was too fast. I couldn't help him. On the harbour wall were several empty wine bottles. Nikos picked one up. Perhaps Giannis drank too much. Nikos said. Maybe he didn't know what he was doing. It's very sad. Poor Eleni. The fishermen looked at each other. When Nikos left, one of them whispered, That isn't true. Giannis didn't drink, and that boat was everything to him. You saw how he cared for it. I don't understand. I don't believe it either, said another. But what can we do? Giannis is dead. Now we must help Eleni. I didn't know Giannis well, but I liked him. Stavros, however, had known him for years. I must tell Stavros, I thought. There was no telephone in Stavros's house. He once told me, I come to Polati to escape work, no phone, no newspapers. There was a phone in Eleni's taverna. But I didn't want to disturb her now. She needed her friends. So I took the first bus to Apollonia and called Stavros from his office. Something terrible has happened, I told him. I explained about the fire and Giannis. Oh no, Stavros said. I've known Giannis for so many years. I can't believe it. Not Giannis, poor Eleni. Yes, I said. It's awful for her. What happened exactly? He asked. I told him what the fisherman and Nikos had said about the wine bottles and the fire. I don't believe it, Stavros said. Giannis sometimes drank one glass with dinner, never bottles. I've known him for 20 years. It doesn't make sense. I'll come, he said. I'll take the next boat to Sifnos. I need to see Eleni. Do you want to come back to Athens? No, I answered. I'll stay here. All right, he said, but his voice was breaking. Giannis, what will my wife say? We've known him for so long. I was crying too. Last night we laughed together, and now he's gone. We even joked about someone killing him, and now he's dead. No one wanted Giannis dead, said Stavros. I didn't mean that, I said. He told me about fishing at Archaeologist, and that sometimes there's gold there. We laughed about it. It was nothing. I see, Stavros said quietly. But there is no gold on Sifnos. I know, I answered. We were just joking. Giannis was gone. I took the bus back to Pulati, feeling very sad. I sat in the garden trying to read a book, but I couldn't. I must have fallen asleep, because the next thing I heard was shouting. 2 men were arguing near the house. They didn't see me behind the tree. I did what you told me, said one voice angrily. But now a man is dead. It's not my fault, said the second man. I didn't know they would kill anyone. Then why kill him? Shouted the first. I thought it sounded like Nikos, the policeman. They saw him fishing near Agios Sostis, said the other man. I thought they would only warn him. I didn't know they would kill him. Chapter 5. Secrets of Takis. The men were still shouting. I stood up quietly to see who they were. I was right, one of them was Nikos, the policeman. The other was a man I had seen before. He was on the yacht in Kamares that first day. The younger one they had called Takis, the man who told me to go away. I didn't like him. Why was he here, talking secretly with Nikos? I waited until they left. Then I decided to call Stavros. But I didn't want to use the phone in Eleni's taverna. Someone there might hear me. The problem was that there were no more buses that day. So I started walking to Apollonia. It took me an hour, and I was very tired when I arrived. I phoned Stavros. He wasn't at the university, but I found him at home. Liz, what's wrong? Are you all right? He asked. I told him everything I had heard about Nikos and Takis, and how they said Giannis had been killed. That's terrible, said Stavros. But why would they kill him? Because Giannis was fishing near Agios Sostis. They didn't want him there. But I don't know who they are. Do you think they've found gold in the old mines? Apollo's gold? That old story? Stavros said. No, I don't think so. Many people have searched there. There is no gold now. Then why kill Giannis? It makes no sense, and I can't go to the police because Nikos himself is a policeman. You said the other man was Takis, the one from the yacht? Stavros asked. Yes, I said. The yacht was huge, the biggest I've ever seen. When I first arrived, 3 men were on it. One called Mike spoke to me. Another wore a lot of gold. And the third was Takis, the one I saw today with Nikos. A big yacht, men wearing gold, said Stavros. He thought for a moment. Did you see any diving gear on the yacht? No, I said, but it was large enough to hide some. I knew what Stavros was thinking stealing. Diving into the sea, taking old pots or statues and selling them for money. One pot could buy a lot of gold jewelry. Do you think the men found something near Agios Sostis? I asked. Maybe a statue? I remembered the Venus de Milo, a famous statue found in the sea near Milos, the next island. From Sifnos, you could even see Milos. The statue was now in the Louvre Museum in Paris. Maybe they've found another Venus de Milo. I said. What do you think? I don't know, said Stavros. But I'll talk to people in Athens. The police may know about them. But Liz, these men are dangerous. Yes, I know, I said. So don't do anything alone. Stavros warned. Stay away from them. Stay in Pulati. Will you be here tomorrow? I asked. No, there's no boat tomorrow. I'll come on Tuesday. And listen, don't go to Kamares without me. I know you, Liz. You hate waiting. But these men have already killed someone. I won't do anything foolish, I promised. Good. Please remember they are dangerous. But as I left the phone office, I saw Mike from the yacht sitting in a cafe. He waved. Hello, beautiful, he called. Will you come and see us? I don't know, I said. Maybe. Come for lunch tomorrow. We'll take the yacht out and show you the island. Maybe they did find something under the sea, I thought. A statue, a pot. If I go, I can see for myself and tell Stavros later. That sounds nice, I said, but I can't stay long. That's fine, Mike said, smiling. The next day I took the bus to Kamares and walked to the yacht. As I stepped aboard, Takis came up from below. What are you doing here? He asked sharply. Go away. We don't want you here. He looked angry, but Mike was behind him. I invited her, Takis. Is there a problem? Yes, Takis said. We don't want her here, and we don't have time for lunch. Don't listen to Takis, Mike said. He works too hard. He put his arm around me. We're going to have fun, you and I. I know it. Chapter 6. A dangerous trip. The yacht was very large. It wasn't beautiful, just big and fast. I didn't like it. I preferred the small Greek fishing boats. At first, I only saw the main room downstairs. Mike said there were nice bedrooms, but I didn't want to see them, not with him. Apart from Mike and Takis, there was also the boss. His name was Mr. John, and he was also the captain of the yacht. He spoke very little, so I couldn't tell where he was from. He looked at me as if I wasn't even there. I didn't like him at all. In fact, I didn't like any of them. We left Kamares and sailed north. I lay in the sun and closed my eyes. Maybe they will think I'm asleep, I thought. Then I can listen to what they say. The first voice I heard was Takis. We'll be near a beach soon, Mike. Why don't you get off with the woman? You can have some fun. We can come back later. You never stop, do you, Takis? Mike answered. What's your problem? Don't you like women? I like women, said Takis, but not when I'm working. What if she sees... They spoke more quietly, so I couldn't hear the rest. She won't see anything, Mike said. She's just a stupid tourist. How do you know? Asked Takis. Well, Mike said, she's pretty, and pretty girls are always stupid. Pretty girls are stupid? I thought, how wrong you are. But if you believe that, good. It will help me. We ate lunch while the yacht sailed around the island. We passed a village and a beach where people were swimming. Then we came to empty land, just grey rocks. No houses, no people. It was very quiet. The yacht moved close to the land. The rocks rose straight up like a wall, maybe 20 meters high. Impossible to climb. I began to feel afraid. I was alone on a boat, surrounded by sea and rock. If I shouted, no one would hear me. Why didn't I listen to Stavros? Mike came over. Would you like to go downstairs to rest, Liz? You must be tired. I'm fine here, I said. That's not friendly. Mike said. I thought you were my friend. Can't we just sit and talk? I asked. What do you want to talk about? He asked. Oh, I don't know, I said with a smile, pretending to be silly. You must be clever to own such a big yacht. What do you do? He smiled and put his hand on my knee. This and that. We buy and sell. Nothing for you to worry about. Buy and sell what, I thought. You make it sound easy, I said. I couldn't do it. A pretty girl like you doesn't need to work, Mike said. I could take care of you if you're nice to me. Be nice to you? Never, I thought. Come here, Mike said. Give me a kiss. No, I said quickly. Please, no, I'm not like that. Then why are you here? He asked. I jumped up. Go away. Leave me alone. Go away where? He laughed. There's only the yacht. Just you and me. He put his arm around my shoulders. I pushed it away and ran downstairs. Help me! Somebody help me! I shouted, but I knew no one on the yacht would help. I ran through the main room and opened the first door I saw. It was a bedroom with a lock on the door. I ran inside and locked it, but Mike followed. I opened another door. It was a cupboard. Inside were guns, many guns. "Oh no," I whispered. "Who are these men?" At that moment Mike came in. He was smiling. "Every lock has more than one key," he said. Then he saw the open cupboard. "Oh dear, that was stupid. Why did you open it? Now we'll have to kill you." He pulled out a gun. "Hey, Mike!" It was Takis. "Wait. What's your problem now?" Mike asked. "I don't have a problem," Takis said. "But Mr. John wants to see you. And why hurry? Why kill her now? Let me tie her up. Then later you can do what you want." Mike smiled. "I like that. Tie her up." Takis walked toward me holding a gun. Chapter 7. The Truth About the Men. Takis pulled me out of the room and up the stairs. We were on deck again. He put his gun in his pocket. "Be quiet," he said. "We only have a short time before Mike finds out Mr. John doesn't want him. Then Mike will come back. And you know Mikey's not a nice man." "I don't understand," I said. "I thought you were going to kill me." "No," Takis said. "I'm trying to help you. Can you swim underwater?" "Yes," I said. "But aren't you one of them?" "No," he said. "I work for an international police force. They think I'm with them, but I'm not." "Interpol?" I asked. I began to understand. "We work with Interpol at the university." "Why didn't you listen to me?" Takis asked. "I told you not to come." "I wanted to find out what you were doing," I said. "What have they found? A statue? A pot?" Takis looked at me strangely. "A statue? A pot? Are you crazy? These men are not thieves of old things. They are terrorists. They are here to sell guns." "Guns?" I whispered. I felt sick. "I thought they were stealing ancient pots. I'm an archaeologist." "Oh," Takis said, smiling a little. "So that's why you wanted to know. You thought they were divers." From below we heard a noise. "Quick," Takis said. "That must be Mike. Jump into the sea, swim under those rocks. On the other side is Agios Sostis Beach. There's a cave there. The mines begin inside. Go into the mines and wait until I come. I must stay here. Tonight, men will arrive to buy the guns. I need to know who they are." At that moment, Mike came back on deck. He looked furious. "Go now!" Takis shouted. "What's happening, Takis?" Mike yelled. I jumped into the sea. "Stop!" Mike shouted. He pulled out his gun. I swam under the water and felt something pass by me. He was shooting, but the bullets missed. I was safe. I swam around the yacht and lifted my head above the water. Mike was shouting at Takis, but I couldn't see them clearly. "Why did you let her go?" Mike shouted. "She was just a pretty girl. Why not?" Takis answered. Then I heard a heavy sound. I swam forward a little and saw Mike hit Takis. Takis fell. "What's going on?" Another voice asked. It was Mr. John. "I don't know," said Mike. "Takis didn't kill her. She saw the guns and ran." "And why did he do that?" asked Mr. John. "I don't know, boss. Takis didn't tell me." "Is he dead?" Mr. John asked. "Please, no," I thought. "No," Mike said. "I just hit him. He banged his head. He'll wake later." "When he does, I want to talk to him," Mr. John said. "First he'll explain why he let the woman go. Then he'll tell me who he really is. And then I'll kill him." "Oh no," I thought. "This is my fault. They will kill Takis because he saved me. Now I must find a way to save him. Chapter 8. The Hidden Cave. I am not Superman. I am not Superwoman. But I did swim under the rocks to the beach on the other side. When you are very afraid, you can do things you normally cannot do. After that, I felt very tired, so I sat on the sand and watched the sea. It was late afternoon, and the water was very still. The Greeks say the sea is like oil when it is quiet. Sometimes when I fly to Greece, I look down and the sea looks like glass or oil. The sun makes it look like gold, and the islands are blue. That is the gold I love, the light on the sea. After a while I stood up. The cave was on one side of the beach. It was big enough to walk into. What do I do now? I thought. Tarkus will not come. They will kill him for saving me. I must do something. The cave was full of big boxes. One box was partly open. I looked inside. It was full of guns, machine guns and rifles. At that moment, I wanted to be Superwoman. I wished I could take a gun and swim back to the yacht and stop them, but I did not know how to use a gun. I did not know what to do. I walked around the cave looking for a plan, but I had none. I wanted to save Tarkus, but I did not know how. I must find the mines, I thought. The back of the cave was dark. I put my hand in my pocket for my torch. Inside I always carry 3 things: a torch, a magnifying glass, and a Swiss Army knife. All archaeologists have knives for cutting and small jobs. If I could get back to the yacht, I could cut Tarkus free. I tried to think how. I went down the beach. I could not swim under the rock again. I was too tired. But I could swim slowly around it back to the yacht. It was getting dark, and no one would see me. I walked into the sea and began to swim. Then I heard the yacht. The sound was getting louder. I looked up and saw it coming around the rocks, straight toward me. I turned and began to swim back to the beach, but someone saw me. I heard Mike shout, "It's her! It's the woman! Liz!" Chapter 9. Prisoners on the beach. "Don't shoot her, Mike," said Mr. John. "I want to talk to her first. Hey, you!" he shouted at me. "Stand up! Put your hands on your head!" I was almost back on the beach. I stood up. Mr. John was holding a gun. I put my hands on my head. "What are you doing here?" he asked. "How did you get to this beach? No one saw you swim round the rocks." "I did swim round them," I said. "How else could I come here?" I wasn't going to tell him that Tarkus had shown me the way under the rocks. "I ask the questions," said Mr. John. "But you weren't swimming toward the beach just now. You were swimming away from it." "I was trying to escape," I answered. I was frightened and didn't know where to go. "I don't believe you," said Mr. John, "and I don't think you're as stupid as Mike believes. But I don't have time for this now." He turned to Mike. "Tie her up. Put her in the cave with Tarkus. We'll deal with them tomorrow. Tonight we must meet our friends. I don't want them here when our friends arrive." Mike came and tied me up. He seemed to enjoy it. He pushed me down hard, and my head hit the ground. It hurt. Then they carried Tarkus off the yacht and dropped him beside me on the beach. After that, they moved most of the boxes of guns onto the yacht and left. It was getting dark, but there was still enough light to see. I looked at Tarkus. I didn't know if he was alive. "Tarkus!" I whispered. "Tarkus!" His eyes opened. His face looked terrible, with blood and broken teeth. "Liz," he said weakly. His voice was low and painful. "Why didn't you go into the mine?" he asked. "I wanted to help you," I said. "I had a knife. I thought I could cut you free." "Do you still have the knife?" he asked. "Yes," I said. "Mike didn't check my pockets, but my hands are tied behind me." "Maybe I can reach it," Tarkus said. Slowly, with pain, he sat up. "My head hurts," My leg may be broken, but I'll try. I turned so his hands were near my pocket. It was difficult, but at last he pulled out the knife. He cut himself free, then cut the ropes around my wrists. "What now?" I asked. "We can't wait here. They'll come back and kill us." Takis tried to stand, but fell again. "I can't walk," he said. "I'll stay. Get me a gun from that box and run into the mines. Don't let them find you." I pulled 2 guns from the open box. I gave one to Takis, but he couldn't hold it. His shoulder was bleeding. "I'm not leaving you," I said. "Then they'll kill both of us." "Show me how to use it," I said. Takis explained quickly. "They aren't Greek, are they?" I asked. "No," he said. "They are from different countries." "But why are they here in Greece?" "That's a good question," Takis said. He drew a map in the sand. "Look, Greece is in the middle. Russia and the Balkans here, Africa here, the Middle East here. Greece is the center. All the terrorists come here. And we don't want them in our country. My job is to stop them." We talked quietly for a while. It was hard for Takis to speak, but it helped pass the time. He told me he had no wife or children, only his parents. "I couldn't do this job if I had children," he said. "I was married once," I told him. We shared our stories about our lives, work, and interests. Takis spoke good English. He liked books, music, and archaeology too. For a short time, I almost forgot where we were. Later, he sang softly, a sad old Greek song about dying. Greeks always sing, in sorrow and in joy. After an hour or 2, I heard the yacht again. "They're coming back," Takis said. He lay down, his hands behind his back as if still tied. Mike was the first to enter the cave. He was smiling, but it was a terrible smile. He lifted his gun and pointed it at Takis. "Mr. John doesn't need you anymore," Mike said. "So this is goodbye." Chapter 10. More Than Gold. I don't know how I did it, or even what I really did, but I lifted the gun and fired. The sound was terrible. Mike fell to the ground. He was dead. "Be careful," shouted Takis. "You almost shot me too." I dropped the gun, shaking. "It's all right, Liz," Takis said more quietly. "Don't worry. You did what you had to do. I'm sorry I shouted. Now do what I say. Go back into the mine. Mr. John will be here soon. I don't want you hurt." "I'm not leaving you," I said. I bent down to pick up the gun, but a voice stopped me. "Don't move." It was Mr. John. "Step back," he ordered. I stepped away. "You are beginning to make me angry," Mr. John said, "and that is very dangerous. So now I am going to kill you." He pointed the gun at me. I saw Takis trying to get up, but he was too weak. Then I heard another sound outside. A boat. Someone shouted, "This is the police! Put down your guns!" Mr. John grabbed me around the neck. "Come closer and this woman dies!" he shouted. But at that moment, there was the sound of a gunshot. Mr. John fell backwards. A large man ran into the cave. It was Stavros. Behind him was Nikos, the policeman, holding a gun. "Is everyone all right?" Stavros asked. "Yes," I said. "I think so. But how did you find us?" "Nikos was working with Takis to catch the terrorists," Stavros explained. "When I couldn't find you in Pulati, I spoke to the police. Nikos saw you get on the yacht. Takis had told us it would come here." I laughed, then began to cry. The police took Takis and me to a hospital in Athens. I went home after one day, but Takis stayed a week. I visited him almost every day. I also met Stavros daily. We were both very sad about Ioannis. Later, in summer, Stavros and his family returned to Pulati to be with Eleni. I stayed in Athens. One June afternoon, my doorbell rang. It was Takis. I was so glad to see him. He told me Mr. John and the others were now in prison. The police caught the men who came to buy the guns too, Takis said. Then he handed me a small brown stone. You told me you liked the story of Apollo's gold. This is for you. I found it in the mines. It's gold. Thank you, I said, taking his hand. But I think I found something better than gold in Agios Sostis. Takis smiled. I feel the same, Liz, he said. If you enjoy thrilling stories told in simple English, stay with us until the end. And don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more exciting adventures.